Today I will be starting our animal stories series. The first book I will read you is The Ugly Duckling. The Ugly Duckling. Once upon a time, a proud and excited duck was waiting for her eggs to hatch. Soon I will have 7 beautiful ducklings, she told anyone who would listen. It wasn't long before she heard a crack, and one fluffy yellow duckling popped her little head out of the shell. She's perfect, Mother Duck exclaimed. Soon there was another and another until she had 6 beautiful little ducklings, drying their fluffy yellow wings in the spring air. Just one egg left, quacked Mother Duck. And it's a big one. But for quite a while, nothing happened. Mother Duck was starting to worry when at last the big egg began to hatch. Tap, tap, out came a bumpy beak. Crack, 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 out popped a curious head. Crunch, 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 out came the last duckling. Oh my, said Mother Duck. Isn't he different? The last duckling did look strange. He was bigger than the other ducklings, and his feathers weren't lovely and yellow, but gray. That's all right, said Mother Duck. You're my extra special little duckling. Now come on into the water, she said to her tiny hatchlings. You must learn to swim right away. One by one, the ducklings hopped into the water, landing with a little plop. But the ugly duckling fell over his big feet and landed in the water with a great big splash. The other ducklings laughed at their clumsy brother. Now, my little ones, said Mother Duck, stick together and stay behind me. Back at the nest, the ducklings practiced their quacking. Repeat after me, said Mother. Quack, quack, quackety quack. Quack, quack, quackety quack, repeated the ducklings, all except for one. Honk, honk, called the ugly duckling. However much he tried, he couldn't quack like his brothers and sisters. Now, soothed Mother Duck, I'm sure you'll get the hang of it soon enough. The other ducklings quacked with laughter, and the ugly duckling hung his head in shame. Nobody likes me, he thought. I'll never fit in. The next day, Mother Duck took her little ones to the river. The ducklings waddled happily behind her in pairs and left the ugly duckling at the back to wander alone. He watched as wild geese came swooping down and landed on the river nearby. What kind of bird are you? Asked one goose rather rudely. I'm a duckling, said the ugly duckling. My family are right there. Oh! Mother Duck and his brothers and sisters had kept waddling and were now far away in the distance. The geese felt sorry for the ugly duckling. Come with us, they said. It's a big wide world, and there's so much to see. No, thank you, replied the ugly duckling. I belong with my family. And he waddled off quickly to catch up. As the days passed, the other ducklings began to tease their ugly brother when their mother wasn't listening. Just look at his dull feathers, said his sister, admiring her own reflection in the water. He's so ugly. The ugly duckling swam away and looked at his reflection. I am ugly, he thought. I don't look the same as them. Feeling sad and lonely, he swam down the river and didn't stop until he'd reached a place he'd never seen before. I'll be better off staying here by myself, he decided. Summer turned to autumn. The sky became cloudy and the river murky. All the while, the ugly ducklings swam alone in his quiet part of the river. Snow fell heavily that winter, and the ugly duckling was cold and lonely. The river froze solid. At least I can't see my ugly reflection anymore, he thought to himself. Spring arrived at last, and the ice thawed. New visitors arrived on the river. The ugly duckling watched nervously as some magnificent white bird swam towards him. You're very beautiful ducks, he told them. Why, we're not ducks, laughed the elegant creatures. We're swans, just like you. The ugly duckling didn't know what they meant. For the first time that spring, he looked at his reflection in the river and was surprised to see beautiful white feathers and elegant long neck. Is that really me? He asked. He had changed so much. Of course, they said. You are a truly handsome swan. Would you like to join us? The young swan agreed, overjoyed to have friends at last. As he glided gracefully up the river, he swam past a family of ducks. Mother Duck recognized her ugly duckling right away. I always knew he was special, she said, gazing at him proudly. The beautiful young swan ruffled his magnificent white feathers and held his elegant head high. He finally felt as though he belonged. The end.